Anyway, I am Elaina Gonzales-Blanton, and I am running in the 23rd Legislative District for position 2. The issues that I am running on are government transparency and something that I call community legislation. So what that means is when I am elected, I plan to be present in my community. I plan to include community members in the legislative process because as the voice of the people need to be involved. So the other big issue that I am running on, besides government transparency, is parental rights and protecting our children from the state, because as Pam had touched on, our legislators passed that despicable sex ed bill in the middle of the night. So with respect to the children, including some of mine that are in the audience, hi kids, I got to keep this PC, but there was another bill that we batted down, and that bill was the Universal Home Visiting Bill, which if it had passed, it would have put a home visitor into the home of every newborn in Washington state. The sponsors of that bill argued that the program was voluntary. However, I used to work for the state, and I know that when the state says voluntary, it means voluntold. So I don't trust that, but we batted that down that same time the sex ed bill was going through. And I was just beginning my campaign at that point. I did not begin my campaign with the intent of parental rights or comprehensive sex ed bill being part of where I'm running. But after having read the bill and having read through much of that curriculum, fighting that bill has become my passion, because I am a former child welfare advocate and I'm a survivor of child abuse. So our state wants to teach children as young as 5 years old about sex, because our state has decided that they will do this even after thousands of us have said no. We must take action, and we have. Our state also wants to teach curriculum about things that I can't even speak about on this podium, things that they couldn't speak about during the House debates because they were so inappropriate. Now imagine if you were a child put in a position where your parents have told you that you need to tell somebody what's happening to you, but you have a teacher who comes along and says, it's okay. A teacher that says, you can choose if you want that to happen to you or not. You're 5 years old, someone is hurting you, and your teacher is giving you these mixed signals. If you're that 5-year-old, when you have this teacher that you trust, that you've been conditioned to trust and to obey, are you going to tell someone? So I ask you to imagine what that would do to a child who is being victimized. And I believe that this sex ed curriculum will undoubtedly lead to more children being victimized. I believe that because of my experience personally and professionally. I have one more thing I wanted to talk about regarding that bill. So this new curriculum also teaches about, excuse me, my nose is running, sorry. That's gross. So this new curriculum teaches about transgenderism, and because of another bad law, children as young as 13 can receive hormone treatments. Girls as young as 13 can get testosterone treatments without a parent's permission, or without even notifying the parents. I actually worked on a CPS case wherein a teenage boy had been removed from his parents' care because he wanted to become a girl and his parents had refused. CPS took that boy, terminated his parents' rights, and paid for that transformation. Our boys and our girls are in danger here. Now, according to data from our local children's hospitals, this right here in Seattle Children's Mary Bridge, there has been a 5,000% increase in girls wanting testosterone treatments and having certain body parts removed. And this is because Planned Parenthood, social media, and now the state of Washington are encouraging them to do it. There was also a study done over 7 years where data was collected from residential care centers for teenage girls of varying mental health issues.
Many of those girls have chosen to become boys, and of those girls who did choose to become boys, 100% had been sexually abused. Yet our state wants to teach our children to consent to sex, and that changing your gender is a healthy way to deal with it. Our state representatives and senators have passed legislation that hurts our children and grossly intrudes upon our parental rights. They think that our children are theirs, and we must show them that they're our children. It is not enough to overturn the sex ed bill. It is not enough to get R90 into place. Because as long as the same legislators who sponsored the bill and other bills like it stay in office, this violation of parental rights and the harm on our children will continue. We must vote out every single one of these legislators, including my opponent who voted yes on the bill. And I must be voted in so that I can protect our kids. I am Elaina Gonzales-Blanton for the 23rd, position 2. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Elaina.